Today, we will analyze AFC Aware Core, SAP Pioneer Cloud for Banking's pioneering next-generation AI-driven solution for integrated risk and compliance management across a wide range of risks and compliance requirements. Increasingly, integrated risk intelligence and a compliance regime that leverage cost-effective automated tools and provide comprehensive coverage of risks both regulatory, operational, and customer-related have become competitive differentiators in banking and financial services. We can see that integrating these processes and integrating both risk intelligence and compliance checks through a smart, real-time process into the business operation, whether it's making a loan, originating a mortgage, taking a payment, or reviewing a customer for wholesale product onboarding. In each of those cases, the integrated risk and compliance management service that is provided offers a way to address issues in real time before they become risks associated with the business relationship and before there is regulatory exposure, giving your organization a leg ahead, reducing the growth in the cost of compliance, providing competitive, compelling differentiation, and protecting you from additional regulatory exposure. Additionally, the solution addresses non-regulatory risks as well, including operational, fraud-related, cybercrime, and customer loss-related risks. Let us now look at some examples of how the solution addresses these risks. We see here the business partner. One of the standard workflows within SAP Pioneer's Cloud for Banking is the onboarding of new customers. What we have done here is used AFC Aware Core to integrate the relevant risk and compliance checks directly into this process, including non-financial and financial risks. If we look at these, we can see, for example, that in this particular case, where Mr. Steven Stelly was to be onboarded, a hold was placed automatically by the risk engine, which identified a risk associated with the financial crime profile of this user. Financial crime is one of the critical risks, of course, and compliance issues that the solution addresses, including know your customer, customer due diligence, enhanced due diligence, transaction monitoring, suspicious activity monitoring, and the filing of reports associated with those requirements. In this case, we see that at onboarding, the customer due diligence requirement has instantly placed this customer in a high-risk bracket for further due diligence because it is able to use AI-driven analysis of external data and network links to identify exactly where the risks lie in this relationship. For example, we can see that the solution is identified based off of external data that Mr. Steven Stelly is in fact the controlling shareholder of a holding company, which is also registered with other shareholders that have adverse media on them. In other words, his company and his interests are linked to the interests of someone named Abu Murad, who, according to these reputable data sources, all of which are traced and linked and audited in the system, suggests adverse media related to terrorist financing. We can do the same for transactions and counterparties as well. The solution covers not only your customer-related risks, but also your counterparty-related risks, many of whom may not be customers at all. For example, let's take a look at one situation where a halt was placed on a transaction. We support both pre-origination transaction screening and post-origination transaction monitoring. In this case, the counterparty was flagged as being associated with a prior investigation for invoice fraud, where addresses were changed and payments routed to the wrong account, and as a result, a unacceptable level of risk associated with this counterparty was identified in line with the bank's policy, which was ingested into our tool, allowing you to enable your policy requirements and your documented obligations to be instantly transformed into smart checks within our system. These are just some of the ways in which the solution can address your risk and compliance challenges, from financial crime to AML BSA to the Patriot Act to customer identification programs and other sources of operational risk, including fraud detection, fraud management, and cyber crime. SAP Pioneer's AFC Aware Core solves those challenges for you in real time. We welcome your interest and questions and look forward to showing you more.